Hello to all traders and welcome back to another market review brought to you by Orbex. So it seems like the same worries last week that spooked Wall Street are continuing into this week, which is President Trump's potential tariffs that he's going to start imposing, and obviously the trade war that's going to come with it. Canada's got a new prime minister, which was the ex Bank of England governor, and he is not taking any nonsense, let's say, from President Trump, and is expected to impose tariffs or at least fight them in the near term. But it has had quite a big effect on the stock market in general. The NASDAQ, the Dow and the S&P all trading significantly lower. If we look back from last week, the statistics are, or the figures are, that the Dow's dropped over 300 points, the S&P and the NASDAQ has almost dropped both by 1%, which is quite significant. So it's expected that, we are looking at growth basically in America and across the entire world. And if this is going to hit a lot of countries importing and exporting from America, these big tariffs that are going to be imposed, then we could see quite a big slump in GDP for a few of the key countries that are, well, let's say the big players that keep the economies going. Let's just take a look on the Dow first of all on the charts. And as I said, that's slumped over 300 points in recent sessions, just hitting the lower end of 42,000, but now just having a slight lift. But if we look in the last few days, we're just seeing this kind of choppy apprehension in price action, which isn't really going away. We're just still having this movement to the side, which is just indicated by the fact, as I said, indecisive market, worrying market as well, and we'll have to wait and see what happens this week with a slew of economic data. Obviously, last week we had the non-farm payrolls. Didn't really affect the markets too much, was pretty much priced in before it came, before the figures came up. But at the moment, we're just seeing a slight bullish divergence if price action does start moving a little bit lower, which could be affected. And we could see a slight bounce in price action. Naturally, the 43,000 is the big psychological area that we're hoping for buyers especially to start moving past. However, if we don't get that particular area, then we'll just see if we have a slight downturn and then another move higher. But it's all to play for this week. Obviously, it hasn't got off to a great start for stocks and indices, but as I said, it's only Monday, so we have a little bit more time to go. Now, just let's take a look at the NASDAQ, because interestingly enough, that's had very big sell-off, and we're just now hovering at the 20,000 area, and we had a bit of a false spike below that, no confirmation break, very firm doji there on the candlestick, but since then we have had a slight lift. And this could be thanks to this slight bullish divergence on the RSI, and obviously with buyers maybe entering the market after this very big collapse of almost 2,000 points on the NASDAQ itself. So we're just seeing now if that can start bouncing higher, or are we in for a firm correction? Because if we look on the daily chart, especially for the NASDAQ, it is a bit worrying. We are seeing now that prices are very, very corrective, and it's just basically having a bit of a head and shoulders pattern here. And you know what head and shoulders pattern means? It is a reversal pattern. So we could see this slight movement. We've broken this previous low. Now we're on to even more previous lows at the end of last year, so over 6 months now, which is quite significant. So let us know what you think. Are you worried about stocks? Are they going to sell off even further? Do we have any hope for a turnaround? And obviously, is Donald Trump pretty much controlling the market at the moment with his comments and actions? Let us know on our YouTube and Telegram channel, and just remember to trade cautiously, and we'll speak again next time around. Bye for now.